to our next speaker, Maya Hemdanieh, a dedicated medical doctor and research fellow with an unwavering passion for mental health advocacy and involved in the Lebanese Medical Students International Committee for 7 years. Her mission is rooted in the belief that every individual deserves to live a happy and healthy life. Maya Hemdanieh will delve into the profound depth of love and its transformative power through her talk, All Behind the Love.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. One of the most profound human feelings is love. When we think of love, we think of connection, warmth, trust, selflessness. However, if we dig deeper into this subject, we find that some stories take unexpected twists. We build relationships in our life with the expectation that we will figure it out. This is because no one actually taught us how to love. What are the healthy love languages? How do we prevent falling into a toxic relationship? And how can we save ourselves if we fell into a toxic one? Today, I'm gonna talk about one of the most worst forms of relationship abuse, which is being with a person who has a narcissistic personality. It is really frustrating that sometimes all behind the love is narcissism. So what is narcissism? In Greek mythology, Narcissus, a young hunter and an exceptionally handsome man, one day, walking, he felt tired and thirsty. He stopped by a splendid spring to drink water. While he wanted to drink water, he sees his beautiful image. He falls badly in love with it. He didn't drink anymore because he was afraid that his beautiful image will disappear. He froze there, and his death is marked by a single flower, the narcissus. In our unmethical world, we are unfortunately surrounded by those grandiose, thirsty human beings. Inside, they have a kingdom of darkness, and they develop negative feelings as anger, shame, bullying, leaving very little room for empathy and tranquility. They are the narcissists. We all know one. You might even be sitting beside one, or you might even be one. Well, the only thing we're sure about is that the number of narcissistic people is increasing. And no one actually knows the reason behind this. But psychology states it is related to one's childhood period. So how can we identify narcissistic people? The key to recognize narcissistic people is that they constantly feel empty and unstable. Their grandiose facade serves as a fragile shield for their inner vulnerabilities, and they always seek validation and admiration from the world outside. On their bright days, they are happy and they accomplish goals. However, on their bad days, when this facade cracks, you can see the turbulent mix of negative emotions, such as bullying, anger, insult, and shame. And this briefly can explain the mix of the narcissism world. Actually, I became interested in narcissism through a couple of different ways. But the most striking was that one of my colleagues was a narcissist. I was fortunate enough to be a medical doctor because I could diagnose him and I could know how to deal with it.
We'll talk more about it.
Today, I aim to raise awareness about this and to uncover some insights that will allow you understand yourselves and the people around. So to start with the hovering techniques the narcissists use. A narcissist can be anyone, a child, an adult, a female, a male, a partner, or a friend. They are all manipulators. They use blame shifting as a common defense mechanism. They tend to use it because they want to shift the focus as though to appear innocent or victims. And when confronting them with their mistakes or ask them to take accountability of their wrongdoings, they will feel threatened and they will act defensively. What's more, they will make the other person doubt their own perception, reality, and memory, which is known as gaslighting. They will neglect you, they lack empathy, they will disrespect you, they will underestimate your potentials, although they were attracted to you because you are powerful. They used to fill their emptiness from your positive energy and genuine traits. Another manipulative tactic they use is love bombing. Love expression is needed, but when you feel bombarded with attention and affection, such as excessive compliments or gifts, this is a red flag. And by now, I think when you're aware of these hovering techniques, I'm pretty sure when you're surrounded by a person like this, you will know that behind this love is a toxic person, a person with a narcissistic personality. So what about the people who are already in the trap of narcissism? But before answering this, there's an important question to pose here. Why are we initially pulled into these toxic relationships? In a world where external factors such as success is important to recognize human worth, genuine traits as empathy find very little opportunity to be recognized, and people will be less inclined to show non-materialistic traits. A psychotherapist that deals with narcissistic people states, we are drawn to narcissists because of the 3 C's: charm, charisma, and confidence. And that's not to say that any charismatic or confident person is narcissistic, but we all know that those traits can attract us and are so seductive that we can get the draw in and we can fall into narcissism. Beside the 3 C's, we have the 3 D's: deny, dismiss, and devalue, and the 3 E's: exploitation, entitlement, and empathy impairment. So now, after we know that it's so uncomfortable to be with such a person, and it's so painful, why could we stay, or why would we stay with this person? It's very important to know that every one of us is susceptible to narcissistic charms. What's more, if we come from a family where narcissistic behaviors were normalized, or one of the parents was abusive, cold, or distant, this will make us more prone to fall into the trap of narcissism. Actually, our own invulnerabilities make us susceptible to fall to the extent that we find it very hard to leave this person, even when we are aware that his behavior is shifting from charm and charisma to invalidation and mistreatment. The relationship with narcissistic person is very hard. Our culture immerses hope and forgiveness in our tales. And this is very good, but not when it comes to narcissistic people. It is a permission for them to keep going as they are. The relationship with a narcissist lack the fundamental elements of healthy relationships. The elements are compassion, kindness, empathy, trust, admiration. Elements that are never possible with a narcissist. By now, we can know that those relationships are held by hope and fear. Hope that one day, as we keep trying harder, it will work. And fear, if we leave this person, we will be left alone and forever. What you should know is that no matter what you do and how hard you tolerate, it doesn't get any better. One of the most painful realizations about the narcissists is that they are resistant to change. First, for a change to happen, they should acknowledge their wrongdoings. Second, they should have the will to change. And finally, they should commit to daily change. Well, it might work in few cases, but under conditions of stress and frustration, the rubber band of the personality just returns to its normal shape and size. So after knowing all this, it's time to know how can we save ourselves if we are in the trap of narcissism. First, you should know that you should not confront the narcissistic person because they will use one of their hoovering techniques. It all starts from setting healthy boundaries, and it starts from no contact strategy. Is it difficult? Well, definitely it is. And you are expected to pass through phases. And maybe mentioning that the phases are similar to that of processing grief can allow you to understand how tough it is. The first phase is shock and denial. The person starts asking many questions, starts acknowledging what happened. Then, after the person confronts the truth, the second stage starts, which is anger. The third stage is bargaining. It is a very crucial stage. The person asks, what if? And it's very important because at this stage, the person might have hope and might give another chance for the narcissistic person. And this is known as rebound relation. The fourth stage is depression, where the person will be hopeless about this relation. And the final stage is acceptance, where the person accepts all the experience, accepts all what he passed through, and starts regaining self-worth. It's time for us to give the best to our healthy relationships and rarely give the bare minimum for any relationship that doesn't allow us to grow. We should change the definition of self-worth. We should change the self-metrics of success, such as compassion, authenticity, empathy, and kindness. The hardest thing about happy endings in life is that they need tremendous efforts. But a psychologist says, I saw all the survivors from narcissistic relationships have happy endings. We are all bigger than this epidemic of narcissism. Yes, narcissistic people are out there. You should know that we are free to love and we are free to choose our relationships. Take pride of your scars. They speak much louder than the sword that caused them. We are here to remind you to love yourselves, to choose your relationships with empathy and care. We are here to remind you to show empathy and kindness even when other people don't. It's time to stop giving permission for narcissists and narcissism and to regain our world, our souls, and our lives back. I hope you all experience the healthy love one day. Thank you.